The Denver Broncos are officially a clown show. I am disgusted by what happened today. Sorry, I saw it live. It's rigged. All that applies right now. Following Hackett's press conference where he reinstated Melvin Gordon as the starter. Grow a backbone, dude. I'm going to really rip him a new one in a little bit. Plus, Russ is feeling confident that he might play this Sunday. So, that's good to see right there. We'll get the latest on the Russell Wilson injury front. Plus, the Broncos re-signed a preseason legend, Brandon Johnson. We're going to hit that at the end of the show. Now, before I get my blood pressure up anymore, I want to thank all of you guys because we recently crossed 10,000 subscribers. So if you have subscribed to the channel, get yourself a pat in the back right now. Really appreciate everyone who made this milestone possible. It's a big accomplishment for us here at Chat Sports. So I really do appreciate and thank each and every single one of you that subscribed, made us a part of your day. And let me know when you subscribed in the comments right now, right? Let me know, hey, I've been subscribed since 4,000, 5,000 subscribers. Whatever it is, thank you to all of our subscribers. And if you haven't already, please consider doing so. But let's start with the Melvin Gordon clown show. So Hackett in his presser today said that Melvin Gordon will start Sunday against the Jets. If you remember, Melvin Gordon was benched on Monday night after 3 carries in the first quarter. Latavius Murray took over, and I thought he did pretty well. I mean, the ground game wasn't very good at all, but I don't think Latavius Murray was the problem, and I think for that being his first game, he exceeded my expectations. That is for sure. But Hackett said he would have a conversation with Melvin Gordon, and that conversation resulted in him just being whipped and going, yep, Melvin Gordon, the job's yours. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. Make a decision, Hackett, and stick by it. This is a clown show now. Really is. You benched Melvin Gordon. You went to Latavius Murray. He played well. Then you talk to Gordon after the game, and you go back and backpedal and say, never mind, Melvin Gordon is our starter, actually. What? What do you think this tells the locker room, Hackett? That if you get benched for not playing well, which it wasn't like Gordon got benched because he sucked. He only had 3 carries, but still, if you get benched, just go up to Hackett and ask, pretty please, can I have my job back? And he'll just go, okay, I'm sorry, you can play again. This is the NFL. This isn't Pee Wee football, dude. This is a clown show now. This is embarrassing, right? This was already embarrassing with you trading for Russell Wilson and the Broncos having the worst offensive football, and it didn't get any better after week, and now you're just going back on your own word, and you're yanking Latavius Murray? I mean, what do you think that tells all the backups, by the way? Hey, even if you come in and play well, I'll just revert back to the starter originally because I'm a coward. This is embarrassing. This is an absolute bozo the clown show now. Melvin Gordon this season, honestly, outside of the fumbles, he really hasn't been all that bad. 55 carries, 201 yards, and 1 touchdown. I mean, he's averaging like 4.5 yards per carry, but 4 fumbles is inexcusable. And so, again, I go back to the point of Latavius Murray played well. 15 carries, 66 yards. He was fine. He was not the reason why this team lost. I thought he played pretty well in his debut. And for Hackett to just have a conversation with Melvin Gordon and come out, it's not really like it, but it's a little bit like when Jan visited Michael and she had double D's and he's like, we're back together. What happened in this meeting with Melvin Gordon? This is unbelievable. So if you are done with Hackett, because that was probably the last straw for me. If I had a straw, I cut it in half, and then I put it through the shredder, and that's what happened to my straw with Hackett. If you are done with him, type me in the comments section below. This is not a professionally run organization. This is Friday Night Lights, but like the Walmart version that gets bootlegged to China. That's how bad this is getting right now. All right, let's get to the Russell Wilson update. So Russ, of course, got an MRI on his hamstring after Monday night's loss against the Chargers. And speaking to the media today, he sounded confident that he will be able to play this Sunday. Ultimately, Nathaniel Hackett said it's going to be his decision, meaning him being Hackett, not Russell Wilson. Mike Klis tweeting it out that Hackett says he will make the decision on Russ. I think this is just Hackett trying to gain some power back in the locker room because after Gordon just walked all over him and got his job back, he wants to hold on to something. And so he's going to say, at the end of the day, I'm going to decide who's playing quarterback. And he better, well, not better, but he'll probably put Russ out there because he knows his seat's only going to get hotter. And while it really can't get any worse, I don't think he wants to go down sinking with Brett Rippon. No offense, Brett Rippon. Now, Zach Stevens tweeting out afterwards saying, Russell Wilson said his hamstring is getting better by the day. I heal quick. It's Wolverine blood or something. What does that even mean? Right? What are we doing here? Wolverine blood? You can say that kind of stuff when you're 5-1 and everyone's just like drinking the Kool-Aid and it's like, yeah, Wolverine blood. Not when you're 2-4, right? Here was another update from Russell Wilson on his hamstring. Eric Delilah, who covers the team, tweeting out Russell Wilson on his hamstring, feeling better every day. On if he expects to play this weekend, I'm hoping so. I'm doing everything I can. It will be interesting to see, since Hackett took that decision away from Russell Wilson, if Russ does not play and things start to get worse, even though, well, it can get worse, but if all of a sudden we're going to have bigger cracks in the locker room between Hackett and Russell Wilson, and you know who they're going to pick? The guy they just gave $245 million to. We'll find out. Zach Stevens then had this tweet I wanted to share with you guys. For a second straight, this is good. For a second straight press conference, Russell Wilson did not say Broncos Country, let's ride, at the end of his presser. Probably the best thing Russell Wilson has done the last 2 weeks. I know I'm being very harsh right now, and I'm sorry it's not rainbows and cotton candy at the moment, but it's not, right? Let's call it how it is. So for Russ to start to read the room a little better, I'm not saying that Broncos Country Let's Ride is dead forever, but when you're 2-4 and you're last in the league in offense, maybe retire it for a little bit, right? Probably not good to just keep that same stuff going. Maybe go away for a little bit. Hey, the offense wins 3 games in a row, puts up 30 points per game 3 times. Then you can come back and say, let's ride. But when you're putting, 9 points against the Colts at home on Thursday night and 6 points in the second half against the Chargers, yeah, maybe give it a rest. All right, now if Russell Wilson cannot play, it will be the Boise State walk-on Brett Rippon, a former UDFA. Here are his career stats in 4 games with 1 start. And you might remember that start early in 2020, a win against who? The New York Jets. And who do the Broncos have this week? The New York Jets. Is Brett Rippon a Jet killer? I don't know. You tell me. 295 yards, 4 interceptions in his last 42 attempts. Not ideal, but again, I'm not all that pessimistic about if he has to start because quite literally, this offense couldn't get much worse. They could score fewer points, but it's already at the bottom. So maybe a change at quarterback is going to elevate everyone else because they feel like they have to play even better now, and that might spark something. You got to find something right now in this offense because the current 11 with the coach and the whole staff is not getting it done. All right, we're going to get to Brandon Johnson's segment in just a second. BetUS is here, and they've got an awesome deal for Broncos Country. Head on over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Broncos125. That's going to get you a 125% deposit bonus. I'm not going to advise that you go ahead and bet on the Denver Broncos, but you can make your bets, make your parlays, make your teasers, all that good stuff at BetUS when you go to chatsports.com/bet. Got to use that link with promo code Broncos125 to get that ginormous deposit bonus. All right, here is what Mike Klis tweeted out yesterday about Brandon Johnson, everyone's favorite wide receiver from the preseason. At least he was mine. When rookie wide receiver Brandon Johnson had 4 receptions, 64 yards in a preseason opener against Dallas, that game was fun. Wasn't that fun? He had a good chance of making 53. But then high ankle sprain in preseason finale, waived/injured with injury settlement, mandatory waiting period before re-signing with Broncos practice squad today. Charles' son is back. Charles Johnson played for the Rockies a couple of years ago. Well, a couple of years at this point. No, a couple of decades ago. But I love Brandon Johnson. Went to Tennessee, go Vols, F Bama, and then went to UCF, and he had a great year down in Central Florida. And here's how this wide receiver room now looks with Brandon Johnson being added to it. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler at the top. Montrell Washington, we really have seen him limited to just special teams for the most part, except for, I don't know, like an end around here or there. Tyreek Cleveland's a special teamer. Jalen Virgil has not played. Brandon Johnson and Kendall Hinton. I'm going to say this. I don't think I'm outlandish or ahead of my skis now. This might trigger some possible movement for Jerry Jeudy. I don't think it's Brandon Johnson added to roster equals Jeudy traded, but I do know that the staff for the Broncos really like this guy, Brandon Johnson. And if KJ Hamler, who had a big reception against the Chargers, and other guys start stepping up a little bit, might the Broncos look to reset a little bit with Jerry Jeudy and see if anyone can give them a pick worth asking for, right? The Broncos aren't going to look to trade Jerry Jeudy, but if someone calls and make an offer they can't resist and they can't refuse, the signing of Brandon Johnson might make a trade a little bit easier. That's all I'm saying right now. So just watch for that. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. Brandon Johnson being signed, adios Jerry Jeudy. No, it's not apples to apples, but I do think this is a step in the direction of if losses start to pile up and the trade deadline 13 days away at this point, someone calls George Paton and says, we'll give you a second-round pick for Jerry Jeudy, might have a tough time saying no to that right now. All right, who you got? Broncos, Jets this Sunday. Let me know. I'm going to go with the Jets. How can I pick the Broncos? Really, the Jets have won 3 in a row. They look like a well-put-together team, a well-coached team. Broncos, it feels like the sky is falling. And if this is the last game for them to save their season. 2-5, you're done, right? In terms of like playoff aspirations. 3-4, you can recover from. So the only way I see the Broncos winning this game is if they know 2-5 is the end of the line, and they are just a hungrier team and they want it more. But I have seen nothing from this team to believe that they can come out and hang with a team like the Jets, who have won 3 in a row, who just knocked off Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So for that reason, I'm going Jets. Picked the Broncos a bunch this year. Hasn't worked out. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That's the honest truth right there. All right, that's going to do it for us on today's show. If you enjoy Fiery Takes, if you enjoy keeping it real right here at the channel, make sure you hit that big red button and subscribe. I'm going to sign off. I will see all of you guys later with more Broncos news and rumors.